Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 19th of June. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Leon Guzenfitter.
And Leon, great to have you on the show as always. And I did say just off camera a few moments ago that my wife Irene is a big rap for you on GPTV. She says you're a natural.
Wow, that's a big compliment.
Well, I think
Hello,
so.
Irene.
Yeah,
thanks for that.
Bit of a shout out. And viewers, if you're wondering why we're sitting on chairs for the first time, it's because we did sit down on the sofa here. But Leon, how tall are you?
I'm only 6'3".
6'3", and his knees were so high because of the low sofa we had to adjourn to these chairs. But you are a tall guy, or is it not that you're tall, you're just tall at Gary Pier?
I think I'm tall at Gary Pier.
Yes,
yeah.
well the average height is about 5'6", which in centimetres is about 158 centimetres or something. We're not a tall office, but we're a dynamic and very hard working office, which is certainly testament, viewers, to our 81% clearance rate across the weekend, which was 13 out of 16, where we smashed the industry rate, and the towers are going up as we speak because the industry came in at 59%, although they did readjust to 60%.
Yeah. Nowhere near 81% though, Philip.
Well, if you think about it, 81% is a good 50% higher than, well, not quite, 30%.
33% higher, roughly.
Yeah,
a third better than the industry.
Correct,
I'll take that.
which is a massive thing, and a shout out to our entire team. And viewers, we've said it many times before, but our processes really are so effective because week in, week out, for those of you that watch every week, you'll understand that process does get us over the line every time.
It does.
A couple of quick shout outs. Shout out to Daniel Peer, whose birthday was across the weekend. Happy 21 to you, Daniel. I hope hopefully the house has been cleaned up in your parents' absence. And also a very special shout out to Susie. Now, obviously I'm not going to give her surname, but Susie watched last week's show, and we did announce last week that my birthday was last week. And lo and behold, the next day there was a bottle of beautiful Japanese coffee-flavoured whiskey, which I haven't yet drunk, Susie, on my desk with a lovely card. So how nice is that? So there's a message there, isn't it? Anytime I have anything to celebrate, I'm going to say it on GPTV. Some news about the Queen, Leon. Tell us about the Queen. I'm going to pass that to you.
The Queen, I've been asked to read this, have I?
Yep.
So the Queen's birthday holiday, I think it was from last week's episode. There was a bit of a question. So it reads that the day has been celebrated.
Well, actually, the question was, why do we celebrate the Queen's birthday, not on her birthday?
Not on her actual birthday.
And Nick, who has responded, has said what?
That the day has been celebrated since 1788. That was before this current Queen was born.
Yes.
When
clearly.
Governor Arthur...
Maybe not.
Well, not far before from all reports, but when Governor Arthur Phillip declared a holiday to mark the birthday of the King of Great Britain.
Right.
Until 1936, it was held on the actual birthday of the monarch, but after King George V had died, it was decided to keep the date on the second Monday in June.
Well, viewers, we're hard hitting with the information on this show. All of your trivia questions can get answered. If you've got a trivia question, people like Nick who watch this show will send in their answer. Having said that, we don't know whether Nick's right. I mean, we haven't actually checked it ourselves, but we will.
It sounds pretty good.
It sounds effective enough. The weekend, Leon, 13 out of 16 is a fantastic result with some really good, strong results across the board. How many weeks have you now been in the new Bentley office?
So we moved in the last week of Feb, so we're coming on to about 15, 16 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's moved quick.
Wow. And I was delighted to see an email from our accountant, Mark, a shout out to Mark, who sent you an email last week, I saw, because I was copied into it, saying you've actually already got money in the bank.
I know. It was a relief. I was nervous when that email was coming out. But,
I've got to tell you, viewers, we don't mind sharing that little success with you. The reality is when you open a new business, we're always, and we've opened quite a few new businesses across our journey, but we're always terrified. The reality is, you know, you hope that the community gets behind you, but people have really supported you, haven't they?
They have. Look, we've started off strong, and even looking at the auctions coming up for this week, we've got a number of listings in those postcodes going to auction. And not only have we started off strong, we're putting on new people. So I don't know if I can say hello to Jan, Jan Dossen, who's now come on to work with us, who has a skill that I wish I had, was to speak Mandarin.
I think we all wish we had this skill.
It's a very important skill in our business, especially in that Bentley market. And not that she's only able to be working there, but certainly having her in our office is going to be a great help. We've got Julia Sholomov also starting with us.
Yes, so, doesn't speak Mandarin, but does she speak another language?
She does speak Russian.
Yep,
she speaks Russian, so similar background to myself.
Yep.
So not only are we not going too badly. We understand that there's room to expand, and we're looking forward to continually build our
I've
team.
got to tell you, and the viewers will celebrate in your success. I've got to tell you, to be already putting on not one but two staff is absolutely unbelievable. And congratulations to you and the team, because that's demonstrating growth, isn't it?
Yep, we're excited, looking forward to the future.
And great to have this yarn on board, and we should do an interview with her at some stage. The reality is, obviously, an Asian background and speaking fluent Mandarin is just so important in all of our markets.
Speaking fluent German, so that's probably not a very common mix, Mandarin and German and English. So,
and I think the background to that was she went to study her economics degree
in Stuttgart.
In Stuttgart.
Yeah.
So to have an Asian woman that lives in Bentley that speaks Mandarin and German will be incredibly useful.
I think so.
Although I think the Mandarin's going to be more important than the German. But great. So congratulations on your success, and congratulations, of course, for having some money in the bank. Not much viewers, by the way. So we do need some more support down in our Bentley office.
Definitely.
It's a big market, the Bentley market, though, isn't
huge,
it? In terms of a geographical area, if we talk about Bentley and East Bentley, let alone the peripheral suburbs that it butts up against. Geographically, I reckon it's at least twice the size of the Caulfield region.
Sure, and the other thing is it's actually it's a lot denser.
Yep.
That's the thing. So there's actually a lot more activity going on in the area, which is probably twice as big. So if you look on the auction results most weekends, there's significantly more activity in, say, 3165, 3204, Bentley East, Bentley, Ormond, McKinnon, than there would be in all of the Caulfields and probably Elsternwick put together.
No, I think you're right, and certainly we do look at that area as an incredible growth zone, and we look at it also from the point of view that if you think about our geographic spread of offices being St Kilda, Caulfield, Carnegie, we're getting all of those buyers moving down into the Bentley region because it is more affordable, and there are more opportunities. Not only is it more affordable, and you alluded to this a few moments ago, but because of the turnover, there is more opportunity for a buyer to get some choice, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Because Caulfield's so tightly held, but Bentley, there just tends to be this greater volume.
That's right. And I also told you that the Bentley median house price increased last quarter. So despite some doom and gloom,
that was amazing.
And I actually put it up on LinkedIn. We had a chart from Property Data Online. I had a lot of sort of conversation, but a bit of doom and gloom. The Bentley median house price is now just a tad under 1.6 million.
That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, speaking of things that are unbelievable, let's talk about our successes across the weekend. We had some really good results. We have to talk about apartment 18 at number 33 Grey Street, which was a showstopper.
It was.
Viewers, this was a one-room studio apartment and a bathroom, of course, which had a price range of $220,000 to $240,000.
Yes.
Came through at $346,000.
9 bidders, I think Jeremy said. A lot of competition.
Huge competition and an absolute standout result. And not only that, but we received some data from realestate.com at the REA group to say that last week it was the 5th most heavily trafficked property across Australia in realestate.com.
A one-room studio.
A one-room
Who would have
studio.
thought?
So you just never know what happens in this business. A couple of other standout properties though. Number 8 Umarella Road passed in at auction, but it's a very successful sale there with Glenn Bricker and his team for 1.75. Interesting, whilst the price is undisclosed, the team of Graham Cullen and Daniel Rees sold number 39 Beauville Avenue in Murrumbeena the day before the auction. Competitive bidding, Leon.
We discussed in the sales meeting yesterday the number of auctions we had that had multiple bidders. So there are still buyers out there, and we're still getting people through the door. If the property is well marketed, well priced, you've got the right agents, if I can add that in.
Yeah, you can. Give that one a plug.
Well, the rates would say that we are holding to what we're saying is actually coming through. The clearance rates are showing that. Property is getting sold. And
absolutely.
At the end of the day, I still think my biggest headache is always finding new stock. It's just a little bit more challenging selling the stuff we have now, but it's always, we always want more.
So viewers, one of the things that we talk about a lot in our sales meeting is the depth of interest, because the sign of a really bad market is not only a clearance rate that becomes 50 or sub 50, but it's where you're clearing properties and there's only one buyer. But we've got multiple bidders on just about all of our properties. And I think if it's priced correctly, it's not unusual for us to have auctions with 2, 3, 4, and in the case of Bunny Road, for example, in Oakley, 6 bidders.
Yeah,
so
another one
and that was not a lower priced property either.
No.
So viewers, if you've got a property, if you're thinking about selling, there's plenty of activity out there. And as Leon said, particularly if you use Gary, Peer and Associates,
definitely,
you've got in excess of an 80% chance of being successful. Let's talk about the weekend that's coming up, because we've got a massive weekend coming up with 24 auctions. So let's have a look at our smorgasbord, to use Gary's term, a smorgasbord of opportunity. Let's have a look. Okay, Leon, first up on Saturday, being the 23rd of June, which I think is my sister's birthday. I'm not sure whether it's the 26th or the 20th. I'm not sure whether it's the 22nd or the 23rd. So, Irene, if you're watching, and of course you are, can you just let me know when her birthday is? We've got, I said 24 auctions, we've actually got 21 auctions. First up on Saturday morning at 10:30, Leon, is townhouse number 1 at 16 Celia Street in Bentley East. Tell us about that.
Yeah, terrific property, Philip. 3 bedrooms and a study, 2 bathrooms. What I like about this place, the main bedroom on the ground level. So
always,
I think it's
always helpful.
Just a lot more flexible with all different buyers. Daniel and Graham been handling that, and it should go well Saturday morning.
Also at 10:30, we've got apartment number 6 at 20 Emily Street in Carnegie, which looks like an affordable opportunity.
Yes, a very entry level into the market, and another booming suburb at the moment, Carnegie. Ben Rothschild's been handling that. There's a bit of interest. It may even sell before the auction, so we'll keep an eye out for that.
And viewers, we are selling quite a few properties before auction, so make sure that when we send you a text or ring you saying a property is going to sell before, you respond to that urgently. In Brighton East, which is a great stomping ground of yours, we've got number 4 Alfrey Street at 11:30 in Brighton East.
Great piece of land here in a very family-friendly street as well. Only houses there, and that's very small street. And 710 square metres, Philip. A very, very deep allotment. A great land opportunity and a very entry-level price range. I think it should go well.
No, that is a great property. Also at 11:30, we've got apartment number 2 at 670 Inkerman Road in Caulfield North.
Yeah, there's been a bit of interest and a bit of activity here. A really good entry-level 2-bedroom into the Caulfield North market. Also a chance of potentially selling before.
Stay tuned for that one. Viewers may not make the auction. At 12:30, we move on to 37 McLaurin Road in Carnegie.
Yeah, Glenn's been telling me a lot about this place, and again, very entry level for a freestanding property on decent land in Carnegie, not far away from Koonang Road and the strip shopping centre there, which has really made that suburb, and it's a huge rise over the last 5 years.
And how good is Koonang Road? The number of cafes, restaurants of all different cuisines. You couldn't
go to all of them, could you?
No,
you would actually run out of time.
I think you would. Also at 12:30, we've got 11B Surrey Street in Bentley. There's a lot of activity in Bentley this weekend, Leon. That must bring a warm feeling to your heart.
It does make me very happy to hear that, Philip. And Lamore, Nikki and Jeremy have been raving about this one and said had a lot of people through the door. Very good interest, but as it should be. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 2 spots off the one in the garage and 1 in front. A very schmick looking townhouse and should go well. 12:30 this Saturday morning.
Well, we've got 3 auctions at 1:30. The first one we're going to talk about is apartment number 9 at 378 Glen Huntley Road in Elsternwick.
Also a very entry level, Philip. I like the fact that this has a very big main bedroom, also has an outdoor space, which is a balcony, and also has a car space. I think those are 3 very good ingredients for either your first home or a very safe long-term investment in an established block. I'd be having a look at that for any super funds as well.
You can't go wrong buying anything in Elsternwick. Also at 1:30, Leon, we've got apartment number 3 at 2A Parkside Street, Elsternwick.
Absolute ripper. Glenn and Josh have been telling me about this one. I know the building very well. I think it'd be fantastic to wake up in the morning knowing that your address is Parkside, because you are Parkside, you look over that park and you walk out and get the tram in the morning and you're straight to Glen Huntley Station or the various shopping or cafe options on Glen Huntley Road. But a large 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space off the street has been popular to date, so I think the auction will be good at 1:30.
Also at 1:30, we've got number 50 Scott Street, which is a great street of Caulfield South.
Solid brick house here, Philip, and I know Leor and Aviv have been handling this one. 2 bedrooms, 2 off-street parking spaces and a bathroom. One you can move in, but what I like about it, Philip, you can add a bit of value to it too. You know, you can move straight in and do a little bit at a time. Remember when we moved into our family home? We had to do little bits for a little while, and it all came together beautifully.
Well,
so
there you're getting land too, aren't you? I mean, that's Scott Street's a great address, and there you're getting a good home that's livable now, but it's got some further potential. But you're buying a lot of land. Speaking of land, we've got a great townhouse with some beautiful courtyard gardens at number 173 Hotham Street in stunning East Melbourne.
We don't get to East Melbourne enough, Philip.
No, it's a beautiful suburb.
It is a beautiful. It was the #1 ranked suburb by The Age. Did you know that?
I wouldn't be surprised if you think about it. It sits literally next door to the city,
without being right in the busy part of the city. But Darren has been telling me this is a very, very special property, and he's had a fair bit of interest. So we think that the auction is going to go particularly well on Saturday.
2 bedrooms, 1 beautiful bathroom, plenty of off-street car parking there. That is fabulous. So that wraps up a very busy Saturday. We're going to hit Sunday pretty hard because we start at 9:30 and go all the way through to 4:30. So I think we both better have a big breakfast. But we start at 9:30 on Sunday morning. That is an early start, but a good start. Number 18 Kelburn Street, right in the heart of Caulfield
Well, I think
North.
you better have a double porridge that you usually have. You've been telling me you're having in the morning because you're going to be a very, very busy man, Philip.
I hope I'm not going out Saturday night.
I think you should definitely, 9 p.m. Saturday night, you're in bed. First auction, Kelburn, what a great address on the west side of the street. A home you can move in, but I think the exciting part is you can certainly add some value to these mid-century homes that are always in good vogue. 3.5 bedrooms at the moment, 2 bathrooms and 2 car spaces.
And a perfect parcel of land right in one of my favourite streets. Kelburn Street is a gorgeous street and a fantastic location. Speaking of gorgeous, we are filming GPTV today from 50B Langdon Road in Caulfield North. Now, this, in my opinion, is just the most beautiful home. One of only 2. It occupies the driveway and the entire back of the property. It's single story. These are so hard to find. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 magnificent bathrooms, big entertaining areas, landscaped gardens, and I think that this is just a great property for a whole variety of different people. Whether you're a young couple, whether you're a couple with children, whether you're an older couple, whether you're empty nesters, a professional couple, this property is just absolutely perfect.
I couldn't agree more, Philip, and a double lock-up garage just to throw into that to get both your cars off the street so they don't get wet. It's a pet hate of mine.
And Langdon Road is one of the best addresses of Caulfield North. So I think you've got everything here. And if you think about this property, to be able to buy into Langdon Road sub $2 million, that is almost impossible.
Without a dollar to be spent when you move in.
Correct. So very excited to be auctioning at number 50B Langdon Road at 10:30 on Sunday morning. Another auction at 10:30. We have apartment number 6 or villa number 6 at 54 Moonya Road in Carnegie.
This is very unique real estate. Not often do you see a 1-bedroom villa unit.
I don't think you ever do.
Well, only in this block, which we've sold a few times actually. But it's very unique, and I think it'd be very good. You know, there are plenty of single people that probably don't want to live in an apartment, or even as an investment. You'd think that a villa unit that has some sort of land component to it, nothing above, nothing below, you would have to improve more than a standard apartment. You'd think it'd have some merit to do that, but 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, very comfortable, very, very entry level for a unit anywhere in our local area.
A great property without question. We move on to 2 auctions at 11:30. Leor Samuel bounces the ball at 11:30 at apartment number 7 at 7 Mulgrave Street, Elstonwick. A bit of a rarity, a 3-bedder.
Yeah, as many as 3 bedrooms, and Leor said, it's not unsurprisingly, it's been going well because to be able to get into Elstonwick in this sort of price point that has accommodation really for a small family, if you really need to be in that spot, I think is very rare. It's been updated. It's in excellent condition, and Leor says it should go well Sunday morning.
And Mulgrave Street's a great location. We move on to number 46 Wander Road, which is a favourite address of mine. I love that location, 11:30 46 Wander Road. You're involved with that property, and I get to do the auction.
You do.
We'll have a coffee together from the Gary Pure & Associates coffee vans in plural.
Both of them there, you think?
No, but you know, I'm just saying we have more than 1 van. We have 2 vans.
We have 2 vans, and 46 Wonder Road on the corner of Munt Street, so a really flexible situation there where I think the house is absolutely amazing in the fact it's solid brick, and it's rare to find a period home that has a floor plan that works today. It has an ensuite off the main bedroom, the bedrooms and the bathrooms and the living areas all in the right location. You move in, you can do with a bit of a reno, you can update the wet areas, but to get 6,000 square square feet, corner position, Caulfield
Fantastic.
North. It's a very, very good opportunity.
A golden opportunity.
Yep,
Moving on at 12:30, where we only have one auction at 12:30. In fact, we have one at 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30 and 4:30.
Who's doing them all?
Yeah, it looks like I'm up for the goods.
Yes.
At 12:30, we've got 425 Glen Ira Road, Caulfield North, handled by Darren Krongold and his crew.
A beautiful period home.
Doesn't get much better than
it
this
has
one.
plenty of accommodation. It has been very, very well renovated and updated by the current owners. An extension, double story upstairs, but there's 5 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. You get as many as 4 cars off the street.
Oh, this is the complete family package, this property.
It is.
And, you know, you can buy that and not spend a cent, just move straight in and get on with life. A beautiful home. Speaking of beautiful homes, GPTV last week was shot at number 20 Findon Avenue, Caulfield North. So we go to the market with number 20 Findon Avenue, which is a favourite address, the part of the Cantala estate, one of the most prestigious streets in that area. And this is the most beautiful solid brick home, beautifully renovated by our current owners. And that is, I'm very excited to do that property, Leon. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, and the most beautiful north-facing garden.
I think you've covered it well. I had a walk through it last week and was very impressed, Philip.
Yes, yes. We move on from there to 11 Dean Avenue. Check out the facade on this property.
Wow, and it's Dean Avenue and Holroyd, probably are the 2 best Eastern Kilda streets. I know we covered Findon last week and whether it's Howard or Findon for Caulfield North, but Dean and Holroyd, it must be really right up there in the top couple of streets of Eastern Kilda.
You'd love to live in either of those streets, wouldn't you? But that house in Dean Avenue, you can move straight in. It's got all of the accommodation. It's as many as 5 bedrooms, 4 beautiful bathrooms, actually 3 beautiful bathrooms, a double garage and plenty of off-street car parking. That is a standout property because you don't have to spend a cent. You can just move straight in.
And how good's our shopping strip near the Caulfield office, Philip?
Getting better and better
all the
since,
cafes there.
since Woolworths come to town.
Yeah, what a time for me to leave. Not that I don't have much choice in Centre Road, by the way.
Yeah, well, exactly, exactly. At 3:30, we move on to one of the most beautiful townhouses, brand new. Tell us about number 26B, Travaska Street.
I've had a look through this one too, Philip, and I was very impressed. Double story, brand new, north-facing backyard, which is, for some reason, why there's so many less offerings on the north side, I never know, because it's equally half an opportunity with the south side. But I had a look through 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, 2 car spots off the street. And again, I think it's, you know, very affordable for a family home in Caulfield South in a great school zone.
Well, they are family homes now, those 2-storey townhouses, aren't they? And we're only going to see more and more of them. Talking of mid-century properties, which you talked about when we were talking about Kelburn, probably my favourite mid-century building is apartment number 6 at 70 Orong Crescent, the most extraordinary property.
If only we had $1 every time we drove past this building, Philip, over cutting through on Crescent over the years. But it's like a house. It's probably bigger than most villas.
Absolutely.
It's really like a big villa up in the air, but 3 bedrooms, very open, big living areas. They don't build them like that anymore, would you say?
No. Well, if they did, you pay a lot more than the price that we've been quoting for this property. We think we'll sell this somewhere in the 8s, but the reality is it's the most stylish building. In 50 years' time or 100 years' time, this building will still be standing proud and people will still be marvelling at that mid-century architecture.
Yeah. Rock solid it is, Philip,
It is. Holger and Holger, one of the famous Australian mid-century firms that designed that building. So Leon, 21 auctions. Anybody that thinks the market's quiet is clearly not talking to Gary Peer and Associates, but I think that this will be a good weekend. I'm looking forward to, certainly I say I'm looking forward to it, but you know, on Sunday I am starting at 9:30 and finishing at 5:30. So please viewers, do not ring me on Sunday night for a chat about the market because I reckon I'm going to be done at the end of the day.
I actually feel for you. I know you got a big day Sunday, so.
I'm up for it though. That's what I train for and loving every moment of it. Leon, always great to have you on GPTV.
Thanks for having me. I love it.
And I'm so excited about the success that you're already having in our Bentley office. My prediction, how many people have you got there at the moment?
8 full-time, plus a receptionist.
So I'm predicting that in 2 years' time, you will be a staff of 18.
Wow, okay.
That's my prediction. Viewers, thank you for watching GPTV. As always, it's lovely to have Gary Peer away. I believe he is coming back sometime in 2018. If he happens to be watching, understand this, Gary. I'd better get a sensational present when you finally get back from your holiday, assuming that your wife has not maxed out your Amex bills. Leon, always a pleasure as usual to have you on the show. Viewers, thanks for watching. I'm Philip Kingston.
I'm Leon Guzenfitter, and have a great week.